So PFAS stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. It's a mouthful. So we tend to call them forever chemicals. They're permanent, they live forever, they don't break down, they're not naturally found. These are synthetic chemicals that are completely man-made. They're altering us at a cellular level, they're endocrine disrupting, hormone disrupting.
The big story at 5:30, there are new concerns over water quality in Brevard County.
Our chemicals in this country have gone unregulated for so long.
Miriam Diamond's research has shown just how widespread forever chemicals are, from food packaging to cosmetics to school uniforms.
It goes even in our blood and through the placenta to our kids, and effect on the next generation and the generation after that.
Meantime, manufacturers could have to pay the city of Fort Worth for introducing what they call forever chemicals into the city's water supply.
Our state has the highest number of PFAS contaminated sites in the country. That's according to the Public Employees for Environmental Responsibility. A report from 2021 showed Colorado had around 21,000 sites handling PFAS. At the time, it was 50% more than the next state, California, which had right around 13,000 sites.
We made baby bottles with it. We made their formula. Like, that's what we did.
When I take a shower, I am showering in contaminated water.
These chemicals belong to a group of compounds known as PFAS, which are associated with several serious health problems. The EPA is proposing new regulations for keeping 6 so-called forever chemicals out of our drinking water.
In 2021, 2 of these compounds were regulated. This rule would set down parameters for 6 more.
The battle against PFAS, or forever chemicals, is far from over in Cadillac.
It's scary to know that all these years we could be drinking something that could harm us later. I did have a son that's very young that was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma.
Nearly 1 million Illinois residents get their drinking water from municipal wells contaminated with toxic forever chemicals at levels that exceed state health guidelines. According to the Chicago Tribune, there has been no systemic approach to determine if any of them are unknowingly ingesting PFAS.
Some 40% of people living in parts of Northern Virginia get their drinking water from the Occoquan Reservoir. Evans believes the difference in the water source is contributing to the higher amounts of the chemical being found in the water.
Researchers are hoping to find answers for people who suspect their community has cancer clusters caused by decades of contamination from nearby paper mills.
For the last 20 years, Minnesota has been battling PFAS. Lake Elmo, Minnesota is one of the most affected areas and one of the fastest growing cities in the state.
20 new drinking water systems across North Carolina have been identified as exceeding the proposed safe levels for toxic PFAS contaminants.
PFAS are chemicals known to cause cancer and other serious health problems, and they've been found in drinking water all over the city of San Diego.
These companies concealed knowledge about the grave environmental and human health dangers of these compounds.
In Texas, there are more than 400 public water systems that have tested for PFAS in drinking water, and nearly 50 had levels above those EPA new limits.
We've actually been on bottled drinking water since January of 23. The results for Raymond Elementary School showed a level that was much, much higher than what is actually allowable.
The state has been working with schools to find solutions.
They needed to somehow address the issue to make sure that the exposure to that chemical was reduced.
New Jersey became the first state to set a maximum contamination level for PFNA last year at 13 parts per trillion. But New Jersey's DEP says the EPA is leaving millions of Americans exposed to harmful chemicals for too long by choosing a drawn-out process.
Well, one thing that's been coming from this story is, what can you do? That's the big question. What can you do at home?
It really has been a challenging 2 years to try to get to the end of this. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. I was hoping we would be.